Imagine a world where sleep is an alien concept. What would happen if humans suddenly lost the ability to sleep? Let's delve into this thought. Sleep, a state of rest, is essential for our well-being. It recharges our body, repairs cells, and consolidates memories. Now imagine the absence of this crucial process. Without sleep, our bodies wouldn't have the chance to repair and rejuvenate. Stress levels would skyrocket, leading to a potential rise in health complications. Mental functions like concentration and decision-making would plummet, creating a world of perpetual zombies. Society would face disruption too. Imagine the chaos in a world where no one ever rests. The 24-hour cycle we're accustomed to would be thrown into disarray. The boundaries between day and night, work and rest would blur, potentially leading to increased tension and societal unrest. In a sleepless world, life as we know it could be drastically different. Join us as we explore more of these fascinating hypothetical scenarios in our next scene. What if you could be anywhere in an instant? How might society change if teleportation became a reality? Picture this: a world where distance has lost its meaning. The morning commute, no longer than a blink. Your favorite restaurant on the other side of the globe, as accessible as your local cafe. Teleportation could revolutionize transportation, making the entire world our neighborhood. Imagine the economic implications. Businesses would operate on a truly global scale, with employees from every corner of the world. Trade barriers would crumble, opening up endless opportunities for economic growth and prosperity. Let's not forget the social interactions. Long-distance relationships would no longer be long-distance. You could visit your family, no matter how far away, every day. The world would be more connected than ever before. But, as with any major shift, there would be challenges. Privacy, security, and even the simple joy of travel could be at risk. Teleportation could reshape our world in ways we can't even begin to imagine. What if a step felt like lifting a mountain? What if the Earth's gravity suddenly doubled? Imagine that for a moment. The weight of your body would feel twice as heavy, making every movement a strenuous activity. Your muscles and bones would strain under the increased pressure, and ordinary tasks would become extraordinary challenges. Over time, our bodies might adapt, becoming more robust and muscular, but the immediate effects would be debilitating. Our architecture, too, would face its own set of challenges. Buildings designed and constructed under our current gravitational pull might crumble under the increased weight. New architectural designs would have to factor in this doubled gravity, leading to sturdier but potentially smaller structures. The environment wouldn't be spared either. Tree branches would droop, and many animals would struggle to move or even survive. Even the oceans would feel the pull, with waves becoming taller and more violent. Life on a heavier Earth would require strength beyond our current capabilities. What if we woke up to a world without oceans? What if all the world's oceans disappeared overnight? Imagine Earth, the blue planet, without its defining feature. Oceans, these vast bodies of water, play an integral role in climate regulation, acting as the world's thermostat and absorbing about a quarter of all carbon dioxide emissions. Their currents distribute heat around the globe, shaping weather patterns and seasons. Oceans are also the cradle of life, home to a staggering array of biodiversity. From the smallest microorganisms to the largest whales, supporting millions of unique ecosystems. They provide livelihoods for countless communities, from fishing to tourism. Now, imagine all of that gone, overnight. The climate would become erratic, more extreme. Biodiversity would plummet, ecosystems collapse. Coastal communities would lose their livelihoods, their homes. Our world would be unrecognizably barren, a stark desert of dry land. Without our oceans, Earth could become a stranger to us. A chilling thought, isn't it? What would happen if all technology suddenly stopped working? Imagine a world where your morning alarm doesn't ring, your coffee machine doesn't brew, your car doesn't start, your phone doesn't buzz with messages, and your laptop doesn't boot up. This could be our reality in a technology blackout. Our lives are entwined with technology, from the basic communication tools to the most advanced healthcare equipment. It's technology that keeps our world spinning, our economies thriving, and our societies connected. If technology were to suddenly stop working, our global communication networks would collapse, leaving us isolated. transportation would grind to a halt, causing widespread disruption. The healthcare sector, so reliant on sophisticated equipment, could face unprecedented challenges. Entertainment too would take a hit, with no television, no music, and no online gaming. In essence, a technology blackout could thrust us back to an era when life was simpler, yet significantly harder. A world without technology might take us back to basics, for better or worse. Is it possible to create sustainable cities entirely underwater? Well, let's dive into that thought, shall we? Firstly, the availability of resources would be a significant factor. The ocean is a treasure trove of untapped resources, from renewable energy sources like tidal and thermal energy, to a wealth of marine life that could provide food and potentially new medicines. However, building and maintaining an underwater city comes with its own set of challenges. The immense pressure and lack of natural light at greater depths could pose significant hurdles. Engineering advancements would be needed to create structures that can withstand such conditions, and innovative solutions would be required to provide illumination and promote plant growth for food and oxygen production. Another promising aspect of underwater cities is the potential for biodiversity conservation. By living beneath the surface, we could reduce our footprint on terrestrial habitats, providing space for wildlife to thrive. Living underwater could be our future, but it's not without its challenges. Yet, as with all great endeavors, overcoming these challenges could open up a whole new world of possibilities. What if the Earth's magnetic poles suddenly reversed? Picture this: the Earth's magnetic field, our planet's invisible shield, is a vital force that protects life and technology from solar storms and cosmic radiation. Now imagine if that magnetic field flipped overnight. It's a phenomenon known as geomagnetic reversal, and it's not as far-fetched as it sounds. Historically, these reversals have occurred roughly every 200 to 300,000 years, but it's been about 780,000 years since the last one. If a sudden flip happened today, the consequences could be significant. Our magnetic field would weaken during the transition, allowing harmful radiation to reach the Earth's surface. This could potentially disrupt our power grids, cause widespread blackouts, and even affect satellite communications. So, while a complete magnetic pole reversal might not spell the end of the world, it would certainly present us with some major challenges. A sudden flip of Earth's magnetic poles could throw our world into chaos. Can plants feel pain or emotions? Now, this is a question that has stumped scientists and philosophers alike for centuries. It's easy to dismiss this thought as mere fantasy, but the reality is far more complex. Current scientific understanding suggests that while plants don't have a nervous system like humans, they do have a sophisticated network of responses, akin to a form of perception. They react to light, touch, and even certain chemicals in the soil. Some researchers go a step further, arguing for a form of plant communication. They claim plants can send and receive signals, warning each other of threats like pests or drought. But can they feel pain or emotions? That's where the water gets murky. We don't know, and maybe we never will. The ethical implications are immense. If plants could feel pain or emotions, would we need to reconsider our treatment of them? The question of plant sensitivity challenges our understanding of life itself. How might society function if everyone had perfect memory? Imagine a world where forgetting is a thing of the past. Memory, an essential tool in our learning process, would be flawless. Every lesson, every experience, every bit of knowledge would be permanently etched into our minds. In decision-making, we rely heavily on our past experiences and lessons learned. With a perfect memory, we could make more informed decisions. We could instantly recall every fact, every statistic, every piece of information we ever came across. Social interactions, too, would be transformed. We would remember every face, every name, every conversation. Misunderstandings born out of forgotten details would be non-existent. But would this be a blessing or a curse? With perfect memory, the line between the past and present could blur, and the weight of every negative experience would never fade. Privacy, too, might be at risk if we remembered every detail about everyone we meet. Perfect memory could revolutionize society, but it might also complicate our lives. What if humans had the ability to fly like birds? Picture this: A world where commuting to work doesn't involve traffic jams, but rather a leisurely glide through the air. A world where our cities aren't constrained by the limitations of land, but rather expand into the skies with towering structures accessible from any altitude. Transportation as we know it would be revolutionized. Cars, trains, and planes might become relics of a bygone era. Architecture would no longer be tethered to the ground, but rather would soar to unprecedented heights. Our cities would take on a new three-dimensional aspect, with sky bridges and floating buildings becoming the norm. Social interactions would also transform. Imagine having a picnic in mid-air or playing catch across rooftops. The sky would literally be the limit. The ability to fly could liberate us in ways we can only imagine. It's a tantalizing thought, isn't it? A world where we can spread our wings and fly,